Hey singers, Diamond here again, just checking in during challenging times of COVID-19 with some general advice and technical ideas for all singers, but mostly these are targeted toward my applied vocal students and some maybe that are former studio members that still every now and then check in from time to time. So just going to talk a little bit today about some basics of managing tongue and jaw tension. These are issues that are in every singer, whether you like it or not. To some extent, they're present in our instruments. The real question is whether or not we can keep these managed to a level where they are not problematic. But you will have tongue and jaw tension. It's our job to keep it to a level where it doesn't really interfere with our singing. So several things that we can do for this. We're going to start with the jaw, and I'll talk for a couple minutes about that, and then about the tongue. And I do these two things in cooperation to each other because they're very interrelated. The tongue and jaw have a nasty habit of kind of augmenting one another's dysfunction. But then also, when we remove that and replace it with a sense of peace and relaxation, they tend to sort of like to go along together in that area as well. So the first thing to do to relax jaw tension is we're going to take our palms and we're going to start up here around the temple area just below, and we're going to pull down with good firm pressure. And we go all the way to the bottom tip of the jaw and then bring the fingers down past. And we do this 3 times. And this is pretty firm pressure. So we don't want this to be, really painful and uncomfortable, but we got to get into the muscles a little bit to get them to sort of relax. So it's okay for this to be a little bit aggressive, firm pressure. So that's number 1, are just large strokes down with the hands, in particular using the palms to kind of work that out a little bit. And then the next one we're going to do is we're going to start up at the top with our thumbs, or you can use the points of your knuckles, or you can even use the palm again. But we're just going to start in circular motions. And we're going to hold in one position like 3 or 4 times, and then we're going to come down a little bit and do the same thing. And each time we drop down a little bit lower, we're essentially grabbing a different part of this structure, this system of muscles that are surround the jaw. And we're just going to kind of roll those around a little bit. And as we get down near the bottom, near the tip, the last thing we're going to do is take our thumbs and come up underneath and really work out the bottom of the jaw, which is actually in some ways the tip of or parts of the tongue. But we're just going to kind of really work around in there too. And we're going to do this much the same way we did the previous one. We're going to do it 3 times. So we start at the top and we make circles of pressure, and then we drop down a little bit and we do the same. We drop down a little bit and do the same again. And the last time we come up underneath the tip of the jaw and we really work out all that muscle kind of stuff in there. So that's 2, and then we're going to do one more time. Relocate downward, relocate downward, and last one is always up underneath, and just sort of really work that stuff out. Okay, so that's the second one. And then the third one is what we affectionately in the studio call the jaw jiggle. We take the thumb and the forefinger, and we put them here. One is up underneath the tip of the chin, and the other is, underneath the tip of the jaw, and the other is just right here where the cleft of your chin would be. And we just kind of shake this part of the vocal machine around a little bit. And if you can see, what we're looking for is we're looking for the jaw to be in a relaxed, supple state so that this stuff can move around. Some people like to click their teeth when they do this, because that's a good audible and like a sensation that helps you realize that the jaw is relaxed. I don't like that just because I feel like it feels weird for my teeth to click like that. But as long as the jaw can move freely, we're in a good place. Now, some of you may be thinking, Diamond, I can't do that. When I grab my jaw, it's literally like a piece of concrete. And that's fine. That probably means that there is an abundance of tension in the jaw area, and we need to mitigate that somewhat. Usually, you will find the jaw more responsive to your suggestions of relaxation after you do the first 2 parts of this exercise. So don't just grab your jaw and see if you can move it. It'll end up, trying to move a piece of wood. It's just very sort of fused with tension. But after you do this a couple of times and then the circles, you'll probably feel a little bit more loose in the jaw. We're looking for improvement here, not perfection. There will always be an innate amount of tension in the jaw. We're just trying to keep it to a minimum. But the other thing some people do is to get the jaw to relax and free up. You can actually point the tip of the chin down ever so slightly to make it into a more relaxed state. So if you're up here and you feel like this isn't working, it's really, really hard, don't be afraid to tip the chin down just a little bit. And that should also, again, help you kind of relax the jaw a little bit. So after each of those exercises, you want to do a little bit of just gentle phonating to just try to implant these ideas of jaw relaxation into the singing itself. So after you do the circuit of jaw relaxation ideas, then just sing a few vocalies, whatever your favorite ones are. Something simple like ah, ee, ah. And what we're looking for here is, as we sing, we're trying to maintain the idea or the sensation we had in the jaw as we were relaxing it through these physical manipulation means. We want that in some way to carry forward into our singing, okay? So try for a sense of real, just jelly, kind of numb sensations in the jaw as you sing the next few exercises. And if you feel like that's not happening and the jaw is really nasty and it's really causing you problems, then stop after singing for a moment, go back through the circuit of jaw relaxation again, and then come back to a new exercise. The exercise is less important than the attitude of the jaw. So we're trying to isolate the jaw for a few moments and just really have a conversation with it, with our mind, and just tell it to really relax and stay uninvolved. Stay tuned. I will post another video in a moment about the tongue. This one's getting a little too long, and when I make them too long, they're difficult to upload through the school's websites and such. So, okay, take care. See you in just a moment to talk about the tongue.